The views and opinions expressed in the following program are those of the hosts and guests, and not necessarily those of the staff and management of WWDB TV.
Hey everybody, it's Doing It with Stiles time again, and I thank you for coming back. And as you can see, I've got Wendy Rush here again. Now, why would I have Wendy Rush back? The reason that I would have Wendy Rush back, sounds like a football game, right?
Say that 3 times fast.
Wendy is the lead singer and sometimes songwriter, right?
We're a cover band, so yes.
Okay.
No. Keyboardist.
The band is called, okay, so but aren't you a songwriter as well?
I am a lyric writer.
Okay.
I tried to write songs for a long time, and I just accepted that it wasn't my gift, and so I do Weird Al parodies.
Oh, cool.
I like Weird Al. I do parodies of
I
his
love
songs,
that.
So I'm a lyric writer. Yes.
Okay. What's the name of the group?
Days Gone By.
How do you spell days?
DAZE.
Cool.
and By is BY.
Okay. And you're a cover band. Mm-hmm. What do you cover?
Oh man, primarily classic rock, but
Okay.
sometimes we throw in little surprises there. We have some Blondie. I don't know if she was considered rock. We have Evanescence, Alanis Morissette,
Cool.
Journey, which is rock depending on who you ask. There are some rock bands who would get mad if you called them that. But sometimes we go heavier. Judas Priest. We just added a Metallica, and I think Billy Idol and Journey are probably the softest stuff that we do. And stuff, everything in between.
What's your favorite
Song to sing?
Yeah. What's the one that you? All right, I get to do that one again.
Probably, I love doing "Bring Me to Life," which is Evanescence.
Okay.
Because it's just such a powerful ballad.
Right.
And I get compliments on that one, which is always helpful.
Yeah.
But I love doing Separate Ways because
Oh. Okay. Cool.
I play the keys and I sing.
Gotcha.
Which is really hard to do, and so it's kind of a situation where we play it and I black out. I wake up and think, how did I do? Did I do okay? But it's such a fun one because I'm so engaged the whole time. There are other songs where I'm just singing and then during the bridge I have to do a little dance or whatever. But Separate Ways is so engaging because I'm doing both parts.
Gotcha.
And it's just such a powerful song. So I love doing that one. I get excited about that one.
You're familiar with Disturbed, right? Mm-hmm. Have you heard their version of A Sound of Silence?
No.
Find it.
Okay.
Find it on YouTube. I was just so blown away.
Really? Now,
It kicked me right in the gut.
really? Because now Simon and Garfunkel are known for their harmonies. Is there
Yes.
harmonies on that one?
No.
Oh.
You just I can't even explain it. You just have to experience it for yourself.
All right, I'll look it up.
And another one is how about Civil Wars? Are you familiar with them?
I'm not. I know. I'm in a classic rock band, and I work at a
She's
station
young.
that plays.
Forgive her.
No,
She's Civil Wars did. I got to send these to you. Civil Wars did a version. It's just a duet, a guy and a girl. They did a version of Michael Jackson's Billie Jean.
Okay.
That is haunting.
Okay.
Absolutely
I love,
haunting.
that's one of my favorite adjectives when
Yeah.
it comes
Oh,
to
cool,
when it
cool.
comes to songs.
You must love Halloween then. No.
I do. It's actually my favorite. I'm gonna. You know what? There's just with Pandora and now Spotify and YouTube. There's not enough time in the day.
I know.
To listen to all the great music that's out there. So
Yeah.
you're gonna have to write those down for me.
I will write them down and I will send you a copy.
Okay.
So, but it's just and they both have videos as well. So I'll send you the YouTube videos, and they're just. I have when I was in school, I played the trumpet and and played around with the guitar a little bit. But like I told you, I play a hell of a tambourine, and and it breaks my heart because I so love music. I would be lost if I ever went deaf. I don't know what I would do. It's just that music is so much a part of our lives, has been as long as I can remember. There was a great movie called American Pop. You know who Ralph Bakshi is?
No.
Okay, he's a filmmaker that does animated films, but he uses he will have the actors act out the part or the scene, and then he animates that over them. So it's and American
cool.
pop is basically the history of music from the early or late 1800s through today, through one family's eyes and their experiences and how the music has developed into what we're listening to today.
Ooh.
So
You better write that down too.
I will. I
It's
know. I'm
becoming
sorry.
quite the educational program.
So, but it's just the power of music and the communication behind it and the message and the I have a friend that was the drummer over at Rock of Ages when they were here, and he's played with David Bowie and Rod Stewart, and he's friends with Pete Townsend from The Who, and this guy is just one of the most, he's a drummer and he's one of the humblest people you'd ever want to know. And when you sit down with him, and him and I are sitting down, we'll be chatting, and he does a show here called Alan Child's Psychedelic Circus, that just, he plays music that he likes and tries to, but I try to get him to tell more of those stories, man. People love that. No, man, it's just, And so I'll sit here with him, and I've tricked him a couple times after the show. I just leave the camera running, and I'll sit here like I'm shooting a bull. I get all these stories that,
Sneaky.
And he's not bragging.
Right.
He's just so. Anyway, but
So
we're here to
I
talk
will
about
be-
Days Gone
I will
By.
be on alert of the whole camera still rolling thing.
But yeah, no. Wait a second. So Days Gone By. How long have you guys been together or been a band?
They're
or-
gonna hurt me if I don't get this right. Days Gone By were together, I want to say 3 years before they found me. So
Okay.
they've been together for 5 or 6 years.
Gotcha.
As a 4-piece band, just the guys. Kevin was the lead singer, and
Gotcha.
he, after 4 years, decided it wouldn't it be cool if we had a girl in here, we could do some more stuff. And the drummer Scott reached out to me. He had seen me in a former band I was in, and he reached out to me, and I auditioned, and it was instantly like a room full of my brothers. It was such a cool dynamic. Bands notoriously come with drama,
Yeah.
in case you didn't know. Well, we are what Kevin likes to say, weekend warriors. We all have day jobs. We all have families.
Right.
And we're just doing, this is our catharsis. This is not our means of paying our bills. So that makes a big difference.
Yeah.
We are, there's no drama, and it's just, we come to just release our the week that we had, and just to have fun. And in the over 2 years now that I've been with them, there hasn't been any of that I've had in other bands. There's no egos and things like that.
Why do you think that is?
I don't, because they all know that I'm the best one. Just kidding. I don't know, honestly. I think I just got lucky in this case. I think I studied theater.
Right.
And there's a famous saying in theater that there's 2 kinds of actors or performers. There's the one who loves themselves in the art, and the ones who love the art themselves. And the ones who love themselves in the art just love the spotlight
Right.
and want the attention, and they can't turn it off when they get off the stage, and that often creates a lot of drama off
Right.
the stage. But then there's the ones who love the art in themselves. They just love the collaboration, they love the creative part of it, and that's what they're there for, so that when they go away off the
And we
stage,
all know both of those people.
we all know both of those people. And this band, I think, even though everyone has their moments of, I had a bad day, so I'm going to pull out the diva card. And there's one of us that is a diva far more often than other people. But thankfully, the other 4 are very forgiving of my bad days. But there's not very much ego clashing. It's we're all just kind of, we all know what our strengths are. And so we don't try to get in the way for the sake of our own ego,
Right.
to hurt the band.
Right.
And they're all just good people, Rob is our newest member. He's the rhythm guitarist, sometimes does some leads, and what a fantastic human being that one is. He's just such a good guy. Rico is our lead. The guy has 100 guitars. Actually, I think he has like 30 something. We call him the Scorpion, and he's just an amazing guitarist. Scott is a great drummer, and we all just kind of are. Rico and Scott are like, hey man, I don't care. We just want to play.
Yeah.
Well, whatever you guys got to do. Whereas Kevin and I are the control freaks that butt heads, and Rob is the marriage counselor that's just like, well, let's talk it out. So we have, I mean, it's great that we have like a different, dynamics. We don't
Right.
have 5 of the control freaks, and we don't have 5 of the I don't
But
care.
that's what makes it work, right?
It does, because we have a couple yellow personalities, a couple red personalities, and then Rob, who makes us all get along.
Okay, now you have to explain that comment. What is a red personality?
I read it somewhere. A red personality is a very alpha, controlling, dominating,
Okay.
aggressive. The yellow personality is the go with the flow.
Gotcha.
Then there's a blue and a white, and obviously I didn't pay attention to those because I'm a red. And the person I was dating at the time was probably a yellow, so I didn't pay attention to the other two. But so the go with the flow and the red, and there's, I don't remember what the other ones are, but there's a test you can take. Not a Facebook test, a real test.
A real test?
A real
Wow.
test to tell you what color you are.
Okay.
Some people use it with letters A through D,
Gotcha.
what your personality type is. So it really helps that we have some of everyone. Although there are some will be upset that I called Rob the peacemaker, probably. I thought I was the peacemaker. Sorry. It's true.
So where are you performing now? Or are you?
We are. We have booked something. If it were up to some of the guys, Scott and Rob are career guys, but they don't have kids. So they would perform all the time
Right.
if they could, even though they have day jobs. Kevin, Rob, and I all have children. And so we're just happy to gig once a month because we have to maintain our home lives. So we have booked a gig every month through, I want to say, September.
Cool.
And we go everywhere from the gold mine in Henderson. We love playing there. Sometimes we go out to Boulder City and do Backstop. We just played Pahrump.
Really?
It was so much fun.
Yeah.
I was thinking, I don't want to go out to Pahrump.
I know.
But I gave my kid to a sitter overnight, and having a 2-year-old, that was in itself
Right.
a nice little break. But they booked us at the Holiday Inn Express, which are great rooms now. Do we get some sort of sponsorship for that?
Yeah.
Click here for the Holiday Inn Express link. Small town people are so much fun to
Yeah.
jam with, to gig with, because they're just so down to earth and they just want to have fun, and they're drinking after work, and so I love those little gigs. But so we do everything from those little bars that hold 40 people to we're playing the House of Blues again
Yeah,
for
that's cool.
probably, I want to say the 9th or 10th time. I've lost count.
A bunch of times.
Yeah, a bunch of times. And so we're playing at the House of Blues March 30th, and we're opening for Appetite for Destruction, a Guns N' Roses tribute band, and the other opening band that goes on before us is Baker's Dozen, and from what I've seen from them, they are a little bit more on the harder rocking side. So
Gotcha.
it's going to be a night of kind of fun. And we have tailored our set list to be some of that, and then some of the, here's a break from the mosh pit,
Cool.
which hopefully there isn't one. But yeah, so we do, and we've done private parties. We did for the Vanners, who's like the Harley Club for vans,
Right.
and we've done birthday parties and a little bit of everything.
Do you have a preference? In other words, do you find that you like playing the smaller, intimate places as opposed to maybe a larger crowd, or vice versa, or do you even care?
Well, I'm not going to say I don't care, but there's pros and cons to both.
Right.
I don't want to say I don't try as hard at the smaller gigs, but it's a little bit more relaxed, so I'm
Okay.
not as nervous.
Right.
And the House of Blues is
A lot of
far
pressure.
more nerve-wracking,
Right.
especially when the room is full and it's the lights are in your face and you can't see. But I think I prefer overall the smaller venues, because one thing that separates our band from other bands is that we really engage the audience. So we go out and we get people singing, and especially during cold and flu season, I just hand the mic over to some person who's drunk in the audience, and I
Yeah.
don't have to sing the high notes
Yeah.
because it wouldn't come out well, little tricks that we have. But the House of Blues, the stage is so high,
Right.
and there's the separation with the security guards, so it's more formal, which makes it it's just they're different beasts, you know. So I think that most of the time I prefer the smaller venues, 2 to 1. So like if we could do 2 smaller venues and then the House of Blues, but I couldn't get rid of either one of them.
Yeah.
Because there's being backstage at the House of Blues. I mean, I used the same shower that Hart used.
Yeah.
You know, I took a picture of me on the toilet where I think I was wearing clothing, but where I think Billy Idol was probably, and I was
Yeah.
like, check it out, I'm on Billy Idol's toilet. So it's fun to be able to say that we played the House of Blues. You know, when my little one is older, she's gonna be like, Mommy was a rocker chick and she was at the House of Blues, which is far more prestigious than Mommy was a rocker chick and played at a dive bar in whatever.
In Pahrump, yeah.
So yeah, so I couldn't pick. It's a healthy balance to have both of them.
Great. What do you like most about the performing?
Oh man. Well, in any sort of artistic endeavor, collaborating with the other artists there's just no comparison. There's nothing like it. In any sort of acting or improv, it would be called group mind or group
Right.
flow. And it's just, you get to that place. It's like the winning football team who are just reading each other's minds and
Yes.
they don't have to talk. That's what flow is. Professionals call it flow or group mind. And I love that part of the gigs. I love it when we're all just kind of vamping off of each other. And I love connecting with the audience. People don't understand how much the audience will make or break a show. Because you get your energy from the
Yeah.
audience. And if the audience isn't responding, you kind of, even if it's not a conscious choice, you kind of pull back. I don't.
What the hell is the matter with you people?
We are amazing. Why aren't you clapping? No, I'm kidding. We one of the most challenging gigs I ever did was it was at an AA meeting.
Oh, wow.
And honestly, I didn't realize that this was a crutch for me, but if ever, I don't think, I'm not the strongest singer in the world. I was never classically trained, but I'm a hell of a front woman.
Right.
I know what my strength is. It's not the singing. I'm a belter. I'm not Ann Wilson by any means, but I really engaged an audience. So I didn't realize how much of a crutch it was that people were drinking, they were dancing, they're having fun. So at the AA meeting, I'm just like, you guys are all standing and just looking at us. Like, what am I supposed to do? And they can hear every note I miss. I don't know what to do. So that was the hardest thing. So an audience, really, it's not even the clapping, it's just the eye contact and when we point, you point
Right.
back. It's just little things like that. Like, it totally makes a difference in the performance. So I love having a great audience, and I love the collaboration with my fellow musicians, to answer the question in not such a short way.
No, that's fine. So what's the worst part?
Oh my goodness. The worst part, well, I mean, if you're on stage and you blow it, that's not fun.
You know what you should do in that situation?
Get up and bow.
Improvise.
I knew you were going to say that, and I was trying not to say it because I was like, please say something else. And we do.
I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. We improvise a lot. Wow, that's a good question. I don't know. Honestly, the worst part would probably be the hour between sound check and performance, because then the anxiety comes in, and some artists drink before, and there's nothing wrong with that, but I can't do that because
Right.
I'll forget the lyrics, which makes for a totally different show. But I hate that. I hate the anticipation of going on. I just want to get there and just jam.
There's a friend I have that performs in town, and she says that she gets there at the last possible minute, because when she gets on stage, she's psyched up and she's all ready to go, and she doesn't want to get there too early and screw that up, and losing her focus and whatever. So I understand that, yeah.
It's very much like a sugar crash.
Yeah.
If you have that adrenaline rush and
Yep.
then you have the downtime, it's hard to get back up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I can dig it. So
Yeah, there are actually, we've opened a lot for, they're called the Setlist series. They're musicians from other shows on the Strip.
Oh,
And-
yeah,
and
yeah, yeah,
If
yeah.
they're dark that night,
Right.
or they come after the
kind of
show.
like the Wrecking Crew.
Yes, and there's so many of them that just like pull up and then run in the back and get on stage and do their thing and just leave. And I was like, I get that. I love that.
I wanna be that guy.
I want to do that. Because the sitting around is just not fun. But it's a high that you ride all night long. One of the best parts, if I'm going to be very narcissistic about this, probably, is when you're done and you've kicked butt on stage, and you walk through that door at House of Blues, and there's a moment where you just you go through the crowd, and I could just do this, and the crowd would just kind of open.
Yeah.
And it's a crazy power trip that you you have to not let yourself absorb too much, but it's just that it's a connection with the audience
Right.
combined with the power of knowing that they're all looking at you, which can be fun or not. If you don't have a good hair day, you're like, stop looking at me. Get out the back.
Hence the hat.
Right? Can I borrow that? Yeah, I wish that everyone had the chance to be on stage at least once in their lives.
I understand that completely.
We need a tambourinist.
Listen, anytime you call, I'll even play a tambourine that's got 3 missing.
With my tambourine? Oh, because I try to flip it and
Yeah.
I drop it and then it breaks, and Kevin looks at me like, you just broke another one.
Yeah,
But
that that's what gives it its character.
yes, and when I have not dropped it and hit somebody with it yet.
That's good.
So.
That's good. Yeah, don't do that
knock-
because
this is
the
wood, right?
audience tends to frown on that. And,
Right.
So,
Yeah.
what's in store for Days Gone By? Anything? Or are you just going to keep doing what you're doing? And
We are going to keep doing what we're doing. We're constantly adding more music.
Oh, cool.
We don't like to get stagnant, and we actually have one that we've just added to the set list that's on current radio right now. It's a new song, and we keep trying to get better so that we can book better gigs, better paying gigs. 'Cause
Of course.
even though we're not doing it for the money, we don't want to lose money on it either.
well, and yes, I understand.
So we're constantly we rehearse once a week.
That was going to be my next question. How often do you have to rehearse?
Once a week, and I think the thing that we're doing now to really improve ourselves is we're really working on harmonies, because we've had Rob now for about a year,
Right.
and he has a lot of musical experience. He did a lot of music direction, and in his church he was one of the performers, and the 3 of us, Kevin and Rob and I, we blend really nicely, so we're really excited about the potential for the harmonies. So we're looking for songs that have great harmonies.
Cool.
We've added some Eagles stuff for that reason.
I love the Eagles.
We do Those Shoes, which has some great harmony
Cool.
parts. Yeah.
Any Moody Blues?
We don't do any Moody Blues. The guy,
That's tough.
well, the guys are heavy rockers
Right.
at their core.
I know.
So I actually have pitched a couple songs, and they just went, we're not even going to try that.
Okay,
one.
well then here's after you listen to Disturbed's version of Sound of Silence, then you guys ought to take a look at that song
Okay.
and see what you can do with it.
Okay.
So
I will.
I just and I'm sure you get that all the time. How many times do you get Freebird?
Oh my gosh. That's a trigger for me. It's just if you say Freebird, no, there's always that guy, or Sweet Home Alabama, we get that guy too. But Freebird so often. I've had a couple people
I've
ask,
done that on a few occasions.
That was you.
Just
I thought
to-
you looked familiar.
Just to piss people off.
Oh, great. Thank you. On behalf of musicians everywhere, I would give you a gesture right now if you weren't. Yeah, Freebird. We don't do Freebird. Honestly though, and if I knew how to play it, I probably still wouldn't do it.
Yeah, no, I get it.
Just because I don't know why it's such a thing.
Well, I think it has become the ultimate asshole in the crowd.
It's now the quintessential thing to
it
yell
is.
out.
And it's like, okay, I'm not going to play it just for that reason.
Well, and I think it's gotten to the point where there'll be a guy in the crowd that's like, oh man, they only have one song left and no one's yelled out Freebird. Well, it has to be done,
Yeah.
so I guess I'll do it. Get down Freebird down here. But in terms of new, we've been working with a new musician as well. She has added a new dynamic to the band, and we're still trying to figure out when she's performing. She's doing gigs when I'm not there, but she has expanded our repertoire because she is a country singer.
Oh, cool.
And we don't do country songs, but her voice, she has an amazing voice, and she's really given us a lot more versatility. So that is a work in progress, and we're seeing where that can take us.
Cool.
And we have a couple of gigs that I can't mention yet because
Okay.
they're not supposed to be spoken of. But I always put the information on our Facebook page. Kevin always puts it on our Facebook page. I put it on the KKLZ concert website.
I see that all the time, yeah.
On the KKLZ?
Yeah, and your site too.
Yes.
So.
Oh yeah, because you're the
I'm a
on
stalker,
Days Gone
yeah,
By.
yeah.
You are a stalker. We like stalkers, so yeah.
So I'm hoping one of these days I can have you all in the studio. You're welcome here anytime if we can.
That would be quite the sitcom.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but that's what I think is great.
And I'll have them wear the shirts with their colors.
Oh, cool.
The red personality
Cool.
and the yellow
Oh,
personality.
that would be awesome,
And
yeah.
not tell them why they're wearing it. I'd be like,
Say the station owner insisted that.
You, Scott and Rico, you guys got to wear the yellow. Don't ask me why. Oh, I think Rob would be the blue, the peacemaker. Kevin and I would wear the red.
That'd be cool.
For sure.
But anything we can do to help, we'll help promote you. And
Thank you.
Have you guys recorded anything? Do you have anything recorded?
Well,
I've seen one or two videos.
We are constantly trying to do new promo videos,
Right.
because you can't get booked. It's very hard to get booked, especially in Las Vegas with so many musicians, unless you have an EPK, an electronic promo kit. And we always need to update our promos.
Right.
So our video is 2 years old and actually has our old keyboardist in it, and we have to get the new one. But in terms of recording, we haven't recorded because we're covers.
Gotcha.
Kevin writes original stuff. I have a couple things that I've started to work on.
Do you play any of the original stuff at all? Have you tried that, or?
We haven't, and I think we tried to do a couple of Kevin's at one point, but we're not at the place where we rehearse so much that we
Gotcha.
are willing to take away from our performance
Understand.
as a band. But I would love to get my parodies recorded. Those are a lot of fun to do. I have a 99 Loof Balloons.
Oh,
I have
okay.
I have a Weird Al version of that came
No.
that came because I think I was trying to remember the words when I was with my old band, and I was improvising, and I thought, I can't remember. No one knows the German or the American.
You do know that that's an anti-war song.
I do.
Okay.
Not when I
mean,
sing
you know the history of it. Okay, all right. So
Yes, I know the balloons,
Gotcha,
what they
gotcha,
stand
okay.
for, the circles on the flag. And so that parody has become quite popular with our followers, because I just ramble off German stuff that we've stolen, like Hofbräuhaus and Wiener Schnitzel, pretending that I forgot the actual German words. So, spoiler alert,
Yeah.
I just killed that surprise. And then we have a parody of We're Not Gonna Take It that I've written for adult crowds. And I don't do it. It's really hard when Kevin puts it on the set list when we have kids in the audience, if
Oh,
it's a
God.
family event, because
Yeah.
it's called We're Not Gonna Fake It. So you can probably imagine what it's about.
Okay.
And
I'm loving it. Yeah.
so I did that parody, and I started to work on a third one, and it didn't fly live, so I kind of put it on the back burner. But I'm always changing lyrics because I can't write original music. So I would love to get those in the studio, and we have studio access.
Cool.
So we should.
That's awesome.
Yeah, we all need to get our schedules collaborated.
Unify your defecation.
We do. We need to prioritize. You forget the families and the kid. Let's go make some music.
So we're going to have to wrap this up here real quick, but before we go, there is one more thing, and I said in one of our other shows, you have a lot going on.
Do I?
You have the group, you
get
have
my
Days
coffee.
Gone By, you have a 2-year-old daughter that we've all watched grow up on Facebook,
Right.
and you also have the Improv for Life, and DJing over at KKLZ from 10 to 3, Monday through Friday, right?
I'm 10 to 3 Monday through Friday, and I'm on Saturdays 3 to 8.
3 to 8? Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
But I mean, the nature of
Recorded, right?
yes, the nature of the radio station, I talk 15 minutes apart, so I get a lot of cat naps in.
Oh, okay.
Just crack the mic and then go.
No. Okay, so that's cool.
I'm kidding. We don't do that.
Cool.
Yeah, I do. You know, and I actually have more going on now than before the baby was born. I think
know.
it's because I was so scared I wasn't going to be able to do anything.
Yeah.
She's my first, and I was 38 when I had her, so I was kind of set in my ways. And,
You're shitting me.
I'm not.
Wow.
Are you saying that I look older?
No,
I mean, younger?
no. I seriously, honestly thought you were a lot younger.
Well, thank you.
No, I.
You know why I look so young? Because I didn't have any kids.
Yeah.
So give it a few years, and I will catch up. Yeah,
I'm 42. I had 2 boys.
right? Boys will age you faster. Yeah, I'll be 41 in June. But thank you.
Wow.
Thank you.
Well, congratulations.
Click here for my beauty secrets.
Yeah. And Wendy's going to be doing a. She's going to be hosting a show on how to do your makeup and.
Right. I actually do it at stoplights. Is that bad?
I've seen you.
No, you have not.
Not you personally,
Oh.
but I know the ones, and just pay attention to when the
No,
light
I'm kidding.
turns
I don't do
green,
it at
think.
stoplights. But I've seen women shaving their legs at stoplights before.
Now that I haven't seen.
I don't care that much about my legs being shaved.
I
Is that
don't
bad?
get that.
I don't either. It's not safe.
I mean, not at a
know.
stoplight,
Right.
Yeah,
Oh,
not-
okay. But it's not that you don't get it in general. You are an advocate for
No.
smooth legs.
And it's funny because I just had this conversation earlier today, and I have always said that I really admire a woman who has let her hair go to its natural color, or gray, or whatever, because it tells me that they are confident in themselves, and they're not trying to be somebody who they're not. And I understand what we've done as a society to make women, feel the way they do and do what they do, and I mean, the idiocy of high heels. I mean, that alone
Seriously.
is just like, anyway.
Who thought about that? I mean, who?
So the conversation was, well, if you believe in women being natural, what about not shaving their armpits or not shaving their legs? And I said that's whether I like it or not, whether I approve or not, is not the issue. The issue is, what does that individual feel? And what is that individual, if they are comfortable that way and doing that, who am I or who are we to say, no, you shouldn't do that? Right. And so yeah, I mean, I like a woman with smooth legs.
That's your personal preference.
That's just my preference. And it's not, it has nothing to do, I don't know what it has to do with. It's just something that go ahead if you're going to say.
No, here's a question. So you meet a woman.
Right.
You fall madly in love with her. Then you see her legs and she doesn't shave. What do you do?
Well, if I'm really in love with her, it wouldn't make any difference.
But that's a good test of whether or not you're really in love with her.
Yeah, I would say so, yes.
Okay. So you wouldn't try and get her to shave them? You wouldn't shave them in her sleep?
No. I
You
would
just accept her for who she is.
And I'll tell you why. This is, I hope I'm right about this. I think this about myself. All of that whole package is what made that woman who she is. The decision to shave or not shave her legs is part of who she is as a human being, and that's what I fell in love with. So I would have to accept that, and if I couldn't accept that, then I didn't really love her.
There you go.
Right? Does that make sense?
Yes, and I think we just got really deep.
Yeah, no shit.
Who knew that personal hygiene would lead to such depth of conversation?
Because I do not shave my legs. So.
And as of 2 years ago, I do not either.
Okay.
No, I do.
Oh,
But
no,
the
I've
toddler,
heard this. Yeah,
only when I have a date.
Yeah, no. See, that's it. And now I was going to say that earlier, so I'm glad you brought it up. And most of the time, the only time a woman shaves her legs is when she's going out, or when she's getting dressed up, or whatever.
Or,
But
it's so true.
That's a generalized statement that's probably not as true as we think it is.
Yeah, probably. I mean, it's definitely to each her own. I used to, just because I like the feeling of it, but being a mom now, it's
time consuming.
It's time consuming, and also it doesn't matter as much.
Right.
I think it's the same like when you've gone through childbirth, like your body just takes on a whole new meaning.
Yeah.
It's no longer constantly a tool of showing your sexuality. It's just, I don't know, being a mom is different. And it's not like you're not sexy as a mom or you don't take care of yourself as a mom. Your priorities just shift.
Well, I mean, women can be sexy in sweatpants and a sweatshirt. And it's I don't know, I guess it's different for everybody. You know what I mean? We've been conditioned to, and here's going way off in left field. I love BBC America. I watch a lot of the British TV and movies and things like that. And the one thing that I love about them is the characters, the actors and actresses, or they're all actors now, I guess, in there look so real to me. They are not a bunch of, Angelina Jolie or Scarlett Johansson or, and don't get me wrong, those are hot women. I love them. But the characters and the people in there are like, they could be my neighbors, and to me it makes it more real. And it's not, we just get so hung up on that sizzle and flash and pizzazz and with no content, no. And
don't even get me started on how that's conditioned, even brainwashed some young people in our society to think that they have to look a certain way.
Yeah.
That's a totally different topic.
Okay,
how did we get here? We went from music to makeup to leg shaving to BBC.
That's how you do it with Stiles. But Wendy, thank you so much for taking the time and coming in today on such short notice. Especially, I am just I am way beyond so pleased at what we've covered today on this show and the other show. I wish you a ton of luck. I think that you have something there with the Improv for Life. I really do believe that is something that is going somewhere, and that one of these days I want you to remember us little people.
Well, now you have proof that
That's right.
I once graced your studio.
Yeah, I knew
kidding.
her.
I'm kidding. And if you're in the Las Vegas area, come on out to House of Blues on
I'm going to try to get out there.
March
That's a
30th.
Friday. Is that a Friday night?
It's a Friday night, and if you go to my station's website, 963kklz.com, there's a link on our contest or our concert calendar where you can get free tickets if you email.
No kidding.
Or you can email me, Wendy at 963kklz.com, and
Okay.
I'll hook you up with some free tickets.
Oh, cool. All right. Well, thank you again.
My pleasure.
I appreciate it.
It was fun.
And thank you guys again for coming back and helping us get the word out on all of this good stuff. And like I always say, if you're going to do it, do it with style.
Nice work, John.